call this meeting to order, and we have two special exceptions to hear tonight. So we want to do roll call.
All right.
I'll let you handle that.
All right. Chairperson Burbidge.
Here.
All right. Commissioner Campbell is absent. Commissioner Harris absent. Commissioner Muckenfoos.
Here.
All right. And Commissioner Singleton.
Here.
All right. We have a quorum.
Okay. I'll let you start
All right.
with the report on the first special exception item.
Okay. And yes. Okay. So we've opened the public hearing. Okay. So I will give the background to special exception 2025-03. Applicant Kristen White at 6235 Robinson. The owner is requesting a special exception within the R3 zoning district for a daycare home. The use as it pertains to Appendix B is other residential care facilities by the NAICS code 6239. When reviewing an application for a special exception, the Board of Zoning Appeals must make their decision based on the following findings per section 1.14 of the zoning ordinance. Number one, a description of how the use meets the special exception use criteria as noted for the specific use. Number two, a statement that the property and buildings where the special exception use is to operate will meet all other requirements of the town code and zoning ordinance, including but not limited to setback, screening, buffer yards, and landscaping, signage, and other requirements. Number three, evidence that the proposed use will not materially endanger public health, safety, or general welfare. Number four, evidence that the proposed use will meet all air and water quality standards and provide for adequate emergency response and vehicular parking and access. And number five, evidence that the use will not unduly impact adjacent residential areas. In addition to the above criteria, Appendix B states that Condition 3 must also be met. Condition number 3 is as follows: a full site plan including proof of regulatory agency certifications and subplans and permitting documents must be approved by the town council of the town of Ravenel prior to the approval of the BZA. The applicant has supplied the site plan for the daycare home. Staff recommends, if the Board of Zoning Appeals approves this special exception, that a condition of approval is the submittal of all relevant certifications and approvals from the state.
And when you speak to relevant certifications and approval from the state, is that relevant to the use that is being proposed?
That's right. Yeah, like a date, if they need any state certifications for the daycare use. That's
Okay.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
Any more questions for staff regarding the report? All right. Want to open it up to the public?
Yep, we can open this to public comment.
We have a few public comments for special exception 2025-03. Ms. White, did you have anything to add to the application? Yeah, please come to the podium and state your name and address. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but just in case you have anything to add.
So, I'm just getting registered, not licensed. I only want to use, so I work full-time at E.B. Ellington Elementary as a teacher assistant in kindergarten. So I'm just trying to bridge the gap from those kids that are displaced during the summer. Mainly when children are not accepted into summer camps unless they're 5 years old. So I want to keep those kids aged 3 through 5 that are displaced, have to stay with family members during the summer. So it'll only be for a couple of weeks, basically 6 to 8 weeks, that I'll be keeping the children. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to do any structural modifications to my home. I can just keep them in the yard according to DSS. So I should be fine.
So you have begun the process of looking into the requirements by the state to do this?
Yes, I know all the requirements, but they told me that I have to get approved by my town first in order to submit further applications.
And you said there'd be up to 6 children?
Yes, 6 children, including my own, which is, it has to be children 12 and under. So basically I can only keep 5 children because my child will probably be going to another summer camp for his age group.
Is there
We've got,
anybody else?
we've
Is-
got, Miss, Caraway? No. Yeah, sorry, yeah, come up.
Good evening. My name's Carol Caraway. I live at 5707 Connor Street. I actually own the lot right next to the home that's proposing this childcare. She's applied, I looked at the application she submitted. She's applying for a family childcare home, and like she said, no more than 6 children, including her own, if he's there. And she answered one of my questions, because if you run this family child care home, you're not required to be licensed, only registered. So I don't know what registered means exactly, but she's got to comply with all the regulations, rules. I read as much as I could, and it's just boggling my head, so I couldn't read it all. But I have a lot of concerns. I don't think it's a good fit for that location. Nothing to do about me owning the property next door. That won't affect me at all in that aspect. I'm just looking at the traffic. 165 is horrendous, and she's only 1 block off of 165. People turn onto Robinson Street like they're going a bat out of hell, excuse my expression, but they try to beat the traffic coming toward them so they pull in. My daughter lives down there, I know. I mean, I know what it's like. When there's a train stopped on the tracks, which happens how often? Every other day it seems. Guess what? People cut through Robinson Street. I don't know if they would require her to put a fenced-in area for a play area, but as of right now, there's no fencing around this property at all, the yard space. Not that I can see from the road anyway. And I also read too that there's only 1 unscheduled visit from the South Carolina authorities that govern these once a year. That's it. So what happens all the other times of the year? Does Ravenel have personnel to monitor this situation and make sure it doesn't get out of hand, make sure she's only doing what she's supposed to be doing? I mean, I'm not accusing anybody of doing wrong. I see where her point is, and I understand it a little better now, and that she only wants to do it for the summer for kids that don't have anywhere else to go, basically. But I'm more worried about the safety of this location more than anything. And I'm just sorry more people aren't here to realize what's happening. I probably wouldn't have realized that, well, yeah, I got the letter in the mail. But they actually put the sign for the meeting on my property, and I looked at that and said, okay, what's happening with my piece of land here?
So
They
you're at
put-
the vacant
They
lot?
put it in the wrong one,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
right next to you, right next to you.
Okay.
They put it on our lot first, and it's like, okay, so I called Steve, and I said, what's going on with this? Oh, that's supposed to be at the next house. I said, okay. So that's how I really found out about it to start with. And, you know, I'm thinking that's no big deal, but then the more I thought about it, I hate to say it, I just don't think it's a good location. I don't think it's a good fit for the area.
Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it has any impact on the property that you do own?
I wouldn't think so, no.
Okay.
No, I mean, it is wooded. Now, whether snakes are gonna be crawling over there, which we have seen snakes over there, that's another concern, but for the children's safety. And it's not, I mean, all the lots across there from that house over are wooded, totally.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have another comment from Samantha Blake.
Hi, my name is Samantha Blake, and I live at 5759 Whistle Stop Lane, so at the end of Robinson Street, and I am not only Miss White's neighbor, but I'm her colleague at EB Ellington. I've been at Ellington for 14 years now, and actually grew up in a home where my mother ran a home daycare, so I understand the impact as a child who lives in a home with a home daycare, and also as an educator looking back and understanding the value that Miss White's home daycare would bring to our community. As she stated, she is looking to close the gap, and we know that so often our kids over the summer slide, and she is offering to work with the most important group of children, which are our pre-K, we call them pre-kindergarten kids, and those are our kids who sometimes don't get the same level of support from home, depending on what kind of home they're coming from. And I think that any kid, I'm actually shocked that she can only work with 5. I'd love for her to have a whole class full of children. But I think that those are our most needy students to support, and support them not just during the summer but all year, and they will get a boost coming into kindergarten, having had her support over the summer. I will actually disagree with the young lady who spoke before me. I think we have a very quiet street. It is true that sometimes when the train stops for an extended time, we have some traffic, but going in and out, my boyfriend works from home, and so we rarely have traffic on our streets, both Robinson, Whistle Stop, and the Yellow Dog Circle that goes through. We are not a high traffic area. Her front yard has plenty of space where the kids can play away from the street, and I think that her kids are not going to be exposed to any more danger than any of our children who be playing out in our front yards that live out here in Ravenel. So I am in support of Miss White and her adventure to help our kids over the summer, and I hope that you will take her request seriously and approve it. Thank you for letting me speak tonight.
Thank you. Okay, so that was the last person who has signed up for public hearing. Is there anyone else that would like to speak towards this application? All right.
I have one question.
Yep.
Do you have, let me ask Ms. White, do you have anything that you would like to rebut from the comments that have been made so far?
Well, if I
Like
do
about the
see-
safety issues?
Safety issues, yes. If
Primarily.
I do see that, the kids are like wanting to spread further towards the road, I will invest in a fence if need be, if that becomes.
But you're not required to do that?
I'm not required by
Okay.
DSS to do it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Okay.
If there's no one else, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion to close? I'll make a motion.
Okay. All right. Chairperson Burbidge?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Muckenfoos?
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton?
Yes.
All right. And then the public hearing is closed for SC 2025-03. All right. Can we have a motion to open the second public hearing for special exception 2025-05?
So made.
Okay. Hold on, let me get my stuff straight. All right, is there a second to open up the second public hearing?
Second.
Okay. All right, and then Chairperson Burbidge.
Here.
Okay. Commissioner Muckenfoos.
Yes.
All right, and Commissioner Singleton.
Here.
Okay, all right. So the public hearing is now open for this. And then I'll give some background. The applicant is 1667 Meeting Street LLC, or Jared Settles, is the proposed business owner. The address is 4509 Savannah Highway, Suite 205. It's a special exception for a used car and truck dealership in a general business district. Background. The owner is requesting a special exception for a used car and truck dealership in a general business district. The applicant has submitted a description of his proposal. It has been attached to this report. When reviewing an application for special exception, the Board of Zoning Appeals must make their decision based on the following findings per section 1.14 of the zoning ordinance. And I've listed this criteria in the previous application, so I don't think it bears repeating. In addition to the criteria above, the used car dealers are also required to adhere to the following conditions. Condition number 10, outdoor storage of damaged or wrecked vehicles is allowed for one night only. Condition number 24, no outdoor repair or dismantling of vehicles or equipment. Condition number 25, all vehicles, boats, RVs, campers, and other personal property must be fully licensed and registered. Condition number 26, if no building is included, the proposed use is limited to 2,500 square feet on the lot outdoors. The applicant understands that the use shall comply with the above conditions. If this special exception is to be approved by the BZA, staff recommends that the approval be based off the above conditions in Appendix B. Below are some pictures submitted by the applicant, including the storefront and images of the vehicles he intends to sell at the location. He has also submitted a narrative answering the criteria.
Okay. Do we want to hear from him now?
Yeah, so if there's anyone from the public that would like to speak to this application, now's the time to do so.
Yeah, that would be me. My name's Jared Settles. I live at 1593 Clark Sound Circle in Charleston. Do seek to have this business at 4509 Savannah Highway. I think most of my reasons are there listed in my letter and in the application, but very simple business plan in terms of a dealership. It's even, some people would maybe mock the notion that I'm even a dealer, but according to the state, I will be, having met all of the criteria, which is pretty lengthy, to be honest. It's they've updated the criteria in recent years, so they've made it much more difficult for any new person to seek this. I understand why, because I think there was some, especially on the paperwork side, some problems in getting the end user their required state documents. But I have already had Susan Johnson, who is the SCDMV dealer auditor for Charleston and Berkeley County. Excuse me, she, I guess, is in charge of this whole area, and she, out of her own free will and for free, came and looked at the site already. She did do a pre-approval, and it's called that because I still have to submit all of the documentation, including this business license, but she passed it with flying colors. It meets the minimum square footage, which is 2,000 square feet. The actual unit itself is 2,511. It also, for my sake, covers a lot of concerns I had when opening, including security. All vehicles will be kept inside. I'm not sure if you all are aware, but our, at least the low country, dealerships and then truck dealerships especially have been targeted for petty theft, I guess you may call it, but some, it would be more than that because some of the parts are quite expensive, but catalytic converters, DPF filters on the bigger trucks have just been cut off in a matter of minutes, overnight, sometimes in broad daylight. So this would keep that from happening. I do have a 12-foot bay door that trucks will come in and out of, 4 parking spaces that are in front that customers could park. It is already blacktopped. I do not seek to make any changes to the building as it stands currently and when I inherited it. The only other thing I'd say is I do appreciate your all's time. Should have said that at the beginning for hearing this. I think I wouldn't use the word precedent, but I know there's a new boat dealership that was just approved recently in the last few months that is on the other side of Tractor Supply, whereas I'm on this side toward Ravenel, and Parks Auto Sales is right there as well. So be happy to answer any questions, but I do appreciate your time.
I have a couple of questions. It
Okay.
is a unique business model, if I read, because when you think of a used dealership, you think of cars on a lot for sale, people stopping and looking at them, driving and all, and you're talking about not having cars on a lot.
They will.
They'll all be inside every
Yes.
night, so it is a different business model.
Yes, you can look at this one of two ways, fortunately or unfortunately. In our day and age, I've been in this industry for 12 years, and even at the beginning, there were a lot of phone calls and online messages or inquiries for trucks. Whether that be we put out a marketing campaign and they respond to that, whether they just Google used trucks for sale, Charleston. Very often people do not come in person anymore, much to the chagrin of my former friend, and he's still in business in Harleyville, but there would be 3 of us there, and we would have 0 walk-ins, and this is on Main Street in Harleyville with plenty of traffic for a small town. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with Harleyville, but the goal is to keep 7 to 8 inside at all times, because that is all that will fit in there where I can move them in and out. But that will be my display area per SCDMV, and Susan Johnson did confirm that that is allowed under their statutes. I will not have, you're correct, an outdoor, open to the public display area. So I'm relying, and that may be my demise, I'm not sure, but I am relying on online contacts emails, phone calls, and I do have a degree in marketing, so I'm gonna try to put that to use and get people to come to me.
Okay. And there'd be no service or repairs?
No.
Sales only?
Correct. Actually, that is a great question because with my NAICS code and insurance, they both verify that, and no, I will not have that. I do not have the facilities to do it or the room, but no, there will not be.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he's right about the crime, because we hear the sheriff, the Charleston County Sheriff, come to the council meetings and say like, just this, it's opportunity stuff, like if it's unlocked and it's just pulled out, or, yeah, so.
Yeah, and even, maybe I shouldn't name names, but there are large companies who sell the large trucks in the Low Country who have been victimized, and they have full-on security cameras, fences, the whole 9 yards. So I don't, maybe it won't be 100% fail-proof, but it's the best I can do, and I would think that it would be optimal for my situation.
Okay.
Any more questions for the applicant?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A new person came in, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
No?
Oh, okay.
Okay. I didn't know whether she
Yeah,
was
she
here
was
for a
here,
reason.
right.
Okay.
Okay, all right, I guess, if there's no other public comments, we'll have can I get a motion to close the public hearing for, special exception 2025-04?
Motion closed.
Okay, and can I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, Chairperson Burbidge,
Yes.
Commissioner Muggenfuss,
Yes.
and Commissioner Singleton.
Yes.
All right, the public hearing has closed. All right, and now we can proceed into our regular meeting.
Okay. Now we're gonna, were y'all wanting to exit?
Yes.
The decision will be in this.
At the end?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll stay.
Yes, okay.
During this meeting, I'm calling to
Yeah.
order now. All right,
Yes.
we're calling the meeting to order for the regular meeting of the BZA. And we will start with an invocation and the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have before you the agenda, and do we have any recusals, conflicts of interest, or any problem with the agenda?
No recusal submitted,
Okay.
Chairperson.
All right, so the next order of business is approval of the prior meeting minutes, which were in the packet that was sent to us. So we need a motion for the approval of the prior meeting minutes.
Motion to approve. Second.
All right, Chairperson Burbidge.
Agreed.
Commissioner Muckenfuss.
Agreed.
Commissioner Singleton.
Agreed.
All right, those minutes are approved.
Do we have any old business?
Nope.
Okay. The new business are the two special exception requests, so we'll take them one at a time. Having heard the cases and questions and answers, the first one is request SE 2025-03, residential child care facility. If there's nothing else to be said, we need to get a motion on whether to approve or disapprove.
Motion to approve.
All right, in a second.
Second.
Okay. All right. All right, Chairperson Burbidge.
Approve.
All right, Commissioner Muckenfuss.
Approved.
Commissioner Singleton.
Approved.
All right, that special exception has been approved. And then,
The second request for tonight, which is SC 2025-04, to operate a used truck dealership in a general business zone district. We need a motion to approve or disapprove.
Motion to approve. Second.
All right. Call for, Chairperson Burbidge?
Approve.
All right. Commissioner Muckenfoos?
Approve.
All right, and Commissioner Singleton?
Approve.
Okay, that application is approved.
Okay. Now we're in the public comment part of the agenda. Is anybody here who has public comments they'd like to make?
Any general public comments? Okay, if there are none,
Board member comments that you'd like to make? Okay. Our next meeting date is scheduled for May 13th, 2025. And do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
okay. All right, all in favor, stand up. All right, we are adjourned.
Thank you. We need to sign these minutes real quick. Let me do that and pass